So I found myself in a situation recently where I had purchased this Shopmaster Delta TP-300 planer. Got a really good deal on it. Usually I find these things used. It doesn't matter if it's a Wen or if it's a Delta. They're usually between $200 and $300 to $400 used. But I went to buy this jointer from a guy up near Grants. He wanted $100 for it, and it was in pretty decent condition. And I was like, yeah, okay. On the way, he said, by the way, I have a planer for $75 if you want it. So, of course, I took that deal. Used it a couple of times. Sounded really, really, really bad. And then I realized why. Well, the pulley on the inside there, I don't know if you could see that. Oh, yep, there it is. That little pulley right there. That had cracked and eventually fell off. I had to find another one. Wasn't too hard. I went to eBay, found one on eBay. Took all the measurements with my caliper to make sure it was the right size, and sure enough, it was. But I found myself taking this whole thing apart, just to clean it off, and gave the rollers a good scrubbing with some denatured alcohol, and putting this thing back on the tracks. Those little spiral screws right there, those screws, was really, really difficult. Put it back on, everything was really off. It was hard to turn. And so finally I got it back on, and it was easier to turn, but still difficult. And I found myself in this situation where I already went ahead and put this, it just barely touches and just sits under that, and I can set it like that without having to hold it. But if you look on this side, well, that is off by a few millimeters. So I had an idea. It's like, how do I fix this without having to take this whole stinking thing apart again and deal with trying to level it? I had a brilliant idea. Underneath the planer, we have these little cogs that attach on each end. So my idea is this: take off that bolt, take off these cogs, and then screw just this side up and try and level that out. So I'm going to give that a shot, and I'll update you in a little bit and see if it actually worked. A quick update. I had a brilliant idea. Instead of taking this whole housing off so I can get something in there to screw that so this can come up, since I already took off everything else, I can now screw this side down without having to worry about that side. So now I'm just trying to figure out the best way to measure it so that I get it even. And because I did it with the intent of this going underneath it and then matching it on this side, but I have that little bit of a lip I have to try and match on this side. So just going to kind of see how it goes from here. All right. Okay, so here's my update. Here's what I try to figure out. I just went and got my my caliper here, and I couldn't go straight down because this motor's in the way, and I couldn't just eyeball. So what I did was I angled it, put pressure on this end and this end, just to make sure that it's nice and flat there. Then I got one hand here, so I got my square and just sat it down as I pushed the depth gauge down, clamped it in place. And on this side, I just put it down, and I was able to, I don't know if you saw this in the time-lapse video or not, but I just nudged it down until it went straight across. And it looks fairly straight. So now time to put this thing back together and try it out. Let's go ahead and mill up some wood and see how it does. Like it was a success. The 2x4 that I decided to plane out worked really well. Everything seems to be square, and this thing seems to be level now, and so I'm pretty happy with it. So if you have a Delta TP-300 or another planer that has those gears in the bottom like that, where you could take off the middle bar, I didn't even need to take off that bolt that retained the gear on it. I could have just taken off the bar that transferred the spinning action from one side to the other. So that it'll work for it. So if you have a planer like that and you're out of line, do it. But one thing that was not a success, I was test fitting the bolt to make sure that everything lined up from the guitar to the neck, and the insert just ripped right out and took a bunch of wood with it. So I'm putting some wood filler in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. As soon as it hardens up, I'm going to make sure that it doesn't move, and then I'm going to drill it out again. But with the other ones, I didn't take a chance. I took them out and I mixed up some epoxy and just put some epoxy in there to make sure that they stayed put. Anyway, I hope that helped. I'm going to get back to my guitar build, and I don't know when I'm going to post a video about that, but hopefully look for another video next week with something else, maybe a midweek one if I find something else to do here. But hope you all have a great week, and until next time, peace.